Well, just about noon. Give it a prayer. Good afternoon, sun. Thank you for sustaining life on this planet. I love you. Okay. And we're going to take a little walk down to the park here and talk about stuff, life, whatever's going on. It's been a while since I talked to the camera, and I think I'm overdue. Oh, I should probably be trying to film this nice. Okay. So we're entering, I call this Tatey Memorial Park. That it's, you know, a patch in the woods, and I maintain it, weed whacker, lawnmower, whatever. And this is it's my own private park, which is it's a weird thing to have, or I'm super fortunate to have such a luxurious little nature getaway at my fingertips. And you know, sometimes I'll come down here to meditate, hang out. One of the meditations I developed recently, I meticulously pick up sticks or anything resembling a stick down here, that this is like my mind, and the clutter needs to be gotten order of, and then I stack it up and I put it over here. So this is kind of like my macrocosm, microcosm version of how to do housekeeping on my mind. That, like, the peace of touching this luxurious grass riddled with moss. I love moss so much. I used to have a pet moss in the city. Look at this guy. Oh, it's so beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, that's part of what I've been suffering lately, is that the world feels perfect. Like super duper perfect. Like if I tried to build a world as best as I could, this exceeds my expectations. And that's like a weird thing to believe, right? That what was I talking about? Welcome to episode 37 of Randall Vision, I think. On 37. I think we're on 37. Oh, this is tragic. I'm supposed to be putting on a show. Okay. I've lost my mind once again. Let's go back a moment. We started this with my bastardized version of Resh, positing the sun as divinity. I think aligns mystics and scientists, that we agree that that's like the origin of our kind of life, that the sun, you know, enabled that, and that it, like, the continued energy from it sustains us. So from both perspectives, it's like a very, very good place to posit the concept of divinity. I've been praying Resh in, pretty much all 4 stations, and saying will before most meals, and pretty much all meals and some snacks. Or even just thinking about the point behind the prayer or the ritual is enough, because that grants you your intention back. And I think intention is allied with free will. And that when we exert our free will, or no, when we exert our intention, we get to experience free will. And see, it's not as simple as being active or passive, because you could be passive intentionally. There's a default mode that we run on, and when we do that, we experience determinism. Or at least that's what I'm saying today. That's part of what I have a hard time talking, because I'm aware that words fail too often. That whenever I say words, they mean one thing, and when people hear words, it means another thing. And that has me fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. Like the earlier part of the project, I tried to keep it as vague as possible, because that's required to help develop individuals. And the world needs to be populated by, not needs to be, but benefits from being populated by a widespread of individuals. Like Watts said it, I don't know who, it was either Watts or one of the science guys, it might be Wolfram and his Roliad or something, but like when God said yes to the universe, it said yes to everything without exception. And that's why the world looks fucked up. Or that's where all the tragedy comes from, because God couldn't play favorites and just be like, oh yeah, we'll take some of this and some of that, and the purpose of your lifetime is to figure out for yourself what category to put different things in. Like, you become the judge. You apply your values in order, because like obviously not everything is the same thing. Like, yes, they are all the same thing, but like, since they are different, we need to acknowledge that. And it is weird to make distinctions where they don't belong, but in order to survive in the world, we need to place value on things like people, activities, behaviors, ideas, that kind of stuff. So like, what if the real occult knowledge was that there was no secrets? What if all of the cliche, hackneyed, trite, trivial, mundane worldly wisdom that we're beaten over the head with constantly. What if all that shit, what if that was the answer? What if that's what we were supposed to learn? And the answers are like always within our grasp. And it's our burden or our duty to achieve that. Or to, you know, to make that choice. And not making a choice is a choice also. Watts put that one, he nailed it when he said, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember. If we didn't have to make a choice, then it wouldn't matter. And he's right. The choices we get to make are a gift from God. Biblically speaking, that is very accurate. That's why the angels were upset and rebelled. This hurts. Like, I really feel like I'm acting out some sort of prophetic drama, and it's not socially acceptable to do that, and I don't have any choice. I get why angels were mad at God and rebelled. It hurts. And I'm lying. All of these words are lies. I do have choices. I think it's when I make the wrong ones is when it hurts. And I make the wrong ones because I'm scared of making the right ones. I'm weak. Life is hard. I'm not sure what I came down here to say. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far. I lost one more. I lost the good one, I think. Fuck. What do we do? I don't know, man. I'm not doing good. I should be lining up a therapist that should only take me one phone call. I should be checking myself in, but I'm scared because currently I'm addicted to weed. I smoke a gram of weed a day, and I don't want to go cold turkey off of that. I smoke weed to combat mania. That without the weed, I would be doing too much. I would and I'd be losing it. And even with the weed, I'm losing it. Also, I'm scared to check myself in because of the nicotine addiction. I don't know what the protocols around that are. Did I seriously lose that? There it is. Got it. Got him. Okay. I kind of gave up on the channel when I told myself that I was gonna move the perceived audience to other people instead of just talking to myself. That put too much distance, and I don't know how to empathize with what other people would want to see. And I know that's not something I should care, right? Like, there's the Thelonious Monk quote, do what you do, even if nobody cares or likes it, that, you know, it may take them 5, 10, 20 years, but eventually they'll catch on. And it just, I don't know where my place in the world is. I mean, right here, right now, doing what I'm doing, but part of me keeps wanting things to make sense.